You should never flip your condo assignment from a pre-construction condo. Stay tuned to this week's episode of Prime Property to find out why. Promise you, it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Property. So glad you could join us here. With the wedding coming up really quick, the fiance and I are having our wedding bands made right now as we speak. It's kind of crazy because all of this feels so surreal and it's approaching so quickly. Pretty exciting times though. Now, as you know, the world of real estate is constantly changing, but a lot of the times people do not catch up and still continue to execute poor investment strategies. 3 to 6 years ago, buying a condo and flipping it via contract called assignment was all the rage. People talked about how you can get 5% down on your contract and buying a condo and then sell it later for $60,000 in profits just a few years. Back in the days, 5% down was about $15,000 to $20,000. So that was a wicked 300% return on investment or ROI in a few years. Now things have changed. Oh, so much. So many things have changed and gone your way and eaten up potentially your $60,000 profits. So the question becomes, is flipping pre-construction condos via an assignment still a viable strategy? Well, in my opinion, no, really it isn't. Before I give you the logical reasoning for this bold proclamation, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Prime Property channel to help share the investors my useful tips and tricks. Now, if you're a client or have been following my content for a while, you'll understand that I'm investing for the long haul. It's about creating generational wealth that can move from generation to generation by holding on to real estate. Real estate investing is literally to me like a game of Monopoly. You should not and don't need to never, ever, ever sell your little green houses, with the exception of if you ever plan to upgrade to a big red hotel. Same thing in real estate. Don't sell unless you have to. And when you sell in pre-construction by flipping, that is selling. Now, if you're a numbers person, let me point out a few things that have changed that also makes this strategy not as lucrative. One, the deposit structures are usually 20% at launch now. Gone are the days where you can put down $15,000 or 5% deposit to buy a condo. Two, prices have also gone up, meaning your 20% deposit is significantly higher. If 5% of a $300,000 condo was 15 grand back in the days, then 20% of a $400,000 condo now is 80 grand. So your entry point for a pre condo flipping just went 5x. 3, capital gain tax. The CR is really serious about catching people who do not report the profits on condo assignment sales. It's very simple and an easy way to track, so do not try to sneak away around it. You're going to get a black star. They ask the builders for a list of original purchasers the minute the building registers, meaning everyone closes, there's another registry. And what? If the names don't match, guess who will be getting a call from CRA for tax revenue? 4, fees. Unless you have a negotiated free assignment, and just because you said free assignment doesn't mean it's free, you very likely could be paying up to 1% of the purchase price for an assignment because the builders want a cut of your profits if you plan to make money on their project. So, and don't forget, commissions and legal fees. So that's a lot of things. But for those of you who want to see an actual example, here's a breakdown. Let's assume your pre-construction condo appreciates $100,000 over 3 years. That's approximately 8%. But on average, I would usually use 4% because 8% is very aggressive. That means in 3 years for investing $80,000, you're netting $52,500 or 66% ROI, return on investment, or 22% a year, depending on how you look at it. Now that may sound great, and it is great if you compare to things like mutual funds, but that's all based on hypothetical appreciation. It's not like the $300,000, it's not like the 300% ROI anymore. It's 66% with 5 times the amount of money you need plus 5 times less ROI upfront. So think about it. Does that still make sense? For the reasons above, I never recommend my clients to buy any pre-construction for the sake of selling it in the future in their assignment period. I've talked to my clients out of this strategy many times because it just doesn't make sense anymore. If you want to learn how to build generational wealth that goes from one generation to another with real estate, reach out to me. My contacts are right here and I can explain to you better strategies than just flipping condo on assignment. If that helps, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, guys, happy real estating.